Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the BBPN Business Podcast. Thank you for being with me on the BBPN Business Podcast, everyone. Thank you for joining me. And today I'm going to make this a simple podcast, just like the one previously. So we talked about marketing and promoting your business. Let's talk about actually getting the jobs, contracts, and customers. How about that? Start making some money, okay? So we can move on with this. We're making some good headway. And congratulations to all of you who started your new businesses, all right? I'm going to give you as much information as I can on the podcast. And like I said, you can choose to purchase my books or not. It doesn't matter, okay? So getting customers and contracts. Um, Just to recap or to give you a little bit more information about getting leads and contracts or customers, some things you can do are take out an ad in the newspaper. Now, I don't know how much they cost now, but back when I was taking out ads, they were like $495 for a nice size ad, okay? They can be cheaper. So if you have a local paper, they can advertise you online or in the actual paper. And that's a good way to get yourself out there. Another thing is you can have a press release done, and that's free. That's basically free advertising to let people know that you are in business. You can do this whether you're a subcontractor or you have an establishment or a mom and pop's business or brick and mortar. If you have a truck, it doesn't matter. You can still advertise, all right? And you can get a press release done. You can have anybody do the press release for you. They can write it out for you, and then you send it out to the newspaper and they'll print it, okay? You can, if you are a business, a retail establishment, some good ideas are to have a ribbon cutting ceremony, and you can call like your city council or your mayor and invite people from the community to let them see your new business. Or you can even have a party or a fashion show. There's some really great, excellent ideas. Just have people come in for like a meet and greet at your new shop, okay? So those are ways to get customers to know that you're there and start getting business. Some leads, some places to get leads for your business. Now, if you are a subcontractor, you can use, like, say you're a babysitter or a daycare, you can use care.com. You can advertise in on some of these apps like Thumbtack. I think it's Thumbtack, Angie's List, or a couple, or just to name a few. Now, you guys, some of you are super popular or you know a lot of people. So please use the people that you know and the businesses that you already patronize. There are a lot of businesses out here who need help. Churches, there's, what do you call it? Churches, businesses, nonprofits that need you. People in the community need your help. So if you just go out maybe for like a week. This is how I got a lot of my startup customers. I went out into the community. I went to lawyers, medical offices, buildings in my area, and I just went door to door to door handing out my business cards and flyers until somebody called. Okay. And as you'll know in my books, I always say it took me 2 weeks to get my customers. Okay. Using that because I didn't have any money. So I had a like what they call a shoestring budget. I had no budget really. So I just spent every day handing out flyers to different people. You can also go up on sites. Say if you're some type of subcontractor doing building, or you can provide laborers, or if you're catering, if you make food, you have a food truck, go up to these places, to these construction sites. Just go on the construction site and hand them your business card and your flyer and let them know that you're a vendor, that you can provide food for them, you can provide you can be a subcontractor on the job, providing electrical, plumbing, construction, cleanup, any of those things, okay? Landscaping when they're ready for it, okay? And meanwhile, you're getting ready, preparing yourself to get that job. So those are some ways to get in some outlets. So some of the nonprofits, in the areas. There's a lot of helping organizations in my area. There's places like Mercy Center that need help. They hire people in the community to as subcontractors. Okay, so those nursing homes, those are great leads for you. I was trying to get so much information packed into this one podcast, and it's so hard to remember everything. That's why I write a lot of this stuff down. The things that I think are very, very important. You can also call another company, like say you're friends with someone who's already in business and they're a landscaper. They might have or be overwhelmed with the amount of contracts because, listen, since COVID, there's been a lot of businesses that closed down. Okay. So the fact that we need to replace businesses that are closed for whatever reason, some businesses closed because of ageism. Some people moved out of the state to retire. So they closed down their businesses. I don't care if it's a service business or a retail establishment. They decided, hey, too much paperwork, too much to go through, too much red tape. So I'll just go ahead and retire. They made their money and you can replace them. We need businesses, we need products, services, okay, to replace the ones that have closed down. So that's where you come in. And that's why there's so much opportunity out here. So some companies might be overwhelmed, meaning they have a lot of customers or a lot of contracts. And some of these they can either subcontract to you or they'll just give you the contract. Now, that's like a referral. So some people will just give you the referral, and some people you can just pay them for the referral, like give them a referral fee if they give you the job, like $50, $75, just a percentage for saying thank you, and they can continue to give you good contracts just like that. So that's a good way to get contracts from people, especially if you're a startup company. If somebody else has contracts, say, listen, I can back you up, or if you don't want that contract, let me know and I'll take it over. Okay. So when you're trying to, before you get your first customers, make sure your voicemail is set up professionally. Okay. So when you answer your phone, if you're unavailable, say you have a job and or you're just out in the field with another customer or doing a proposal, or a walkthrough or a bid, or you're out shopping for supplies or what have you, you can't get to the phone. Say you're driving, you can't get to the phone, so your voicemail picks up. So make sure that your business professional voicemail is already up and running. Now, you can use your personal phone or you can opt to get a second phone line. And one of those companies is, I think, is called grasshopper.com, if they're still around, that you can add a second line to your cell phone, or you can, if some of you already have another cell phone, you can go and buy another cell phone just for your business. You can get a cheap phone right now from Walmart, okay, your second phone. Or, like I said, you can get a second phone, or if you're with a company like Sprint or Verizon or T-Mobile, you can try to apply for a business cell phone if you can afford it. If you can't, don't stretch yourself, okay? Don't do that. So if you have a landline or even on your regular cell phone, when you answer the phone, make sure that it is professional, especially if you know it is a customer. So it's like you can set your phone up, like say if you have a landscaping company, so you answer your phone or you set up the voicemail, such, um, hi, you have reached John's Landscaping Company. We are not in the office right now, but please leave your name, telephone number, and a brief message, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. That's just as simple as that, okay? Clear, concise, and to the point. Now, after the customer leaves a message, say they want you to come over and cut their grass, okay, front on, back on, but they live out in like a place where they have a really big yard, so you can't exactly give them a quote over the phone. And I really don't like giving quotes over the phone because here's the thing. There's times when I've had in my cleaning company, somebody might tell me, oh, it's a small place, it's really nothing, and there's a couple of rooms. You get there and the place is totally horrendous, okay? Um, So you may have quoted them, oh, $80 for it. You get there and it's really worth $200 or $300. Okay. So now you've lost money and you're kind of angry with yourself. So when you're going to do a job, I don't even care if it's catering. I would always, and this is something I've always done, I'll say to the customer, even if I already know what the price is, I always say, I will call you back or I can send you the quote by tomorrow or within a couple of days. Okay, let me mull this over. And here's why. I told you, because you should itemize everything that you saw and make sure you include your insurance, your labor time for whatever it is you're doing, your supply costs, add all that in there. And if you have to hire somebody to help you, okay, hire an employee or just somebody for that day, right? So you want to include all your operating costs before you give somebody a proposal or a price. And also, I do that because I know, in fact, if I tell them that I'm going to do this, to send them the email or text them the price or call them back tomorrow, I make sure that I do that. And that sets up the trustworthiness and that I'm going to be reliable. And the customer is pretty happy with you and more than likely will give you the job. Now, let me just tell you one reason why you may not get a job. Importantly, some people think, oh, I didn't get the job because, they didn't like me or whatever it is. No, a lot of times you don't get the job because someone has lowballed you, okay? And that happens in the industry where there's several people competing for a job. So many of you will give out a price or a quote, and your quote might be considerably higher than the next person. However, your quality of work may be much better than that person's. So they might hire that person because they want to save money, but in the end, they may call you back, especially because you were professional. So if you get turned down for a job, never get angry. Never, never, never get angry. Just say thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to bid on the job. And if you need me for anything else, my number is here. You have my business card. So always be professional because that company might just call you back. Okay. And more times than none, they will call you back maybe in a couple of months after they've tried one person out and they didn't like them. They're willing to pay you your price. So you got the job. Okay. So, and then you just keep moving on. Never get angry. Never let them see you sweat. Okay. As they say. So when you do get the job, you call the customer back. This is John's Landscaping. I got your message that you were looking for a quote for landscaping. Can we meet? I'm available to meet and give them a definitive time that you can meet them and date, okay? No hemming and hawing. Be decisive, okay? So I can meet you at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, or I can meet you at 4, or I can have my supervisor come and meet you. Now, it's always good to, I don't care what the job is, always have a pen and a pad ready, okay? Write down what they said. It's not easy to remember any of this stuff. So write it down, one line after another. You want to itemize what they said, okay? You also want to make sure when you do meet with somebody that you give them a copy of your business card and your flyer, which is what you learned about, you ordered in the previous podcast. We talk about making sure you have your marketing and promotional materials, okay? When you go and meet up with your customer, you don't have to dress to the nines. You don't have to wear a three-piece suit to meet up with a customer. And please, ladies, do me a favor. Do not dress like you're going to a club. Now, I'm not trying to be funny because these are things that happen. Tone it down. You don't have to go over the top for the customer, okay? Gentlemen, you can wear a t-shirt, a nice dress shirt, and khaki pants, okay? Dress for the weather, it's okay. Just be appropriate. Make sure that your clothes are clean, you don't have stains on them. Make sure that they're neatly pressed, all right? And always bring a pen and pad. And I reiterate that because some people want to just go off the top of their head. Not a very good idea, okay? Because there might be dimensions that you have to, say you have to see how many feet a floor is. You have to measure things out. So make sure you bring, if you need measuring tape, make sure you bring that Make sure you prepare the day before everything that you're going to need, your business card, your flyer. You don't necessarily have to give them another flyer because they already know, they already checked you out. They went on your website, they know that. So just give them a business card. And when you're meeting with the person, this is how you can talk. I'm just giving you some help here. Okay. So be professional and listen. I know you're going to be nervous. I'm nervous during the podcast. I'm always nervous when I meet the first customer. It's only human. And guess what? They're probably nervous meeting you. Okay. So they're human beings. All right. They get nervous as well. When you go and meet with the person, if you say you're going to be there at 10, be there 10 minutes ahead of time, 10 or 15 minutes ahead of time. Okay. Let them know, the secretary or what have you, I'm here to meet with Paul or Amy in reference to giving them a bid for whatever it is, landscaping. I'm giving them a bid on a catering job or some medical supplies, whatever it is. Okay. I have a meeting with them at 10. And when you meet with the person, just say hello, be considerate. I'm John, nice to meet you. And this person basically already has done this 1,000 times. So they're going to just take you through or let you know or walk you around what they need. Okay. They're going to tell you. So while you're doing that, jot it down, jot it down, jot it down. If they're moving too fast, let them know. Just say, hold on a minute. Be honest. Be transparent. Hold on. Um, if you see, if you're in a facility and let's say you have to clean a facility and there's some doors there and they don't open the doors or you don't know what's in the doors, ask them, is this part of the cleaning? Do I need to be in here? Do I need keys for this? Okay? Be honest and forthright. Ask them questions so that they're transparent. So that when you get there, they don't say, well, you gave me a bid to clean this building for $150, but then they're showing you two other rooms that were not included in the bid. Okay? So look around. Um, ask questions, but be brief. After they give you the information, thank them, give them your business card. Thank you for letting me bid on this project. I will get back to you within a day or two. Can I text this to you? Can I email it? How do you want to receive it? Do you want me to call? Okay? Just that simple. A lot of people will just let you just email the bid over to them. Okay? And if you say you're going to do it in 2 days or 3 days because it's a large project, take your time. Take the time that you need to do this properly. Okay? If you can do it in a day, that's fine. If it needs 3 days, then that's what it is. And they will wait for you. Okay? They will wait for all the bids to come in because usually, unless they say we need this done by tomorrow, we need you in here by tomorrow. They know that it's going to be like a 2 or 3 day time to get all the quotes in, right? You're not the only one probably bidding on the project unless they need you right now, okay? So make sure that you're reliable, trustworthy, and honest, and that you communicate with your customer. If you say you're going to do it, do it. If you say you can also decline the job as well. If it's something that is just too much for you, say it's a really huge job and there's only two of you working, you can decline the job and say, you know what, maybe this is a bit much for me. I might gonna have to decline the job. Let them know. Don't get in over your head, right? Second, if it is a large job and you have another company that you're friends with the two of you can go in, that's something you can try, right? Set up a contract where both of you go in and do the job underneath your company, all right? And pay them, you know? So where there's a will, there's a way. So just be professional and do what you say you're going to do, all right? If you cannot do, okay, so now once you have done the job, okay, your job is to do the job satisfactorily, okay? Get it done. Once the job is completed and done satisfactorily, okay, I don't care if you're just moving junk. If you finish moving that junk, the next thing you want to do is get paid. Yay, cha-ching, 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 okay? I don't care if you're catering, you want to get paid. So how do you set up your payment? It could be through, like I said, PayPal, Zelle, you have a Square card. But what you're going to do is set up an invoice, okay? So you can set up an invoice by getting a software like QuickBooks, You can get that from Staples for about like, I don't know if it might be like $200. Since COVID and inflation, I don't know how much anything costs right now. I've had QuickBooks for a while, so I have QuickBooks and I have QuickBooks Pro. But I also know that there's apps online. So there's like Invoices to Go. There's free apps online that you can use. But I would set up something like a QuickBooks or a bookkeeping program. And here's why. So you will know exactly when you got the payment. You can set up a program so you can invoice the customer. Say you email the customer the invoice, or you can send it in the mail. Okay, that's another way. So we do both. We mail out the invoice, or we just email it or text it to the customer, right? So on the invoice, you want to state what's the net, okay? How long since you did the job you are expecting your payment. So the net for the job could be upon services rendered. Okay, so within 2 days or a week of getting this invoice, you expect to receive your payment. Okay, 30-day net is usually what most companies do. Okay, but if you're doing a job for somebody, sometimes the person is willing to pay you right there on the spot. So you want to set up your invoices, invoice the customer, and then you want to make sure that your bookkeeping, you have your information for your bookkeeping just in case the customer does not pay. So you're going to send them a letter stating that, you're late, we have not received your payment. Okay. So once your bookkeeping is set up, there'll be categories on your bookkeeping that will let you know who the customer is it a reoccurring customer, what you charge them. So all the dates are on there. So when you do your taxes, everything's there. All right. So once you receive your payment by check or cash, you can deposit that into your business checking account and make sure you pay yourself something for working, and you can pay an employee if you have one, all right, out of that money, all right? So that's how that works. So now once you work with whatever customer it is, say, I don't care if it's a family member who hired you, you can have that person, you can ask them to give you a review. Now, you can set that up on Yelp.com. You don't have to right now. You don't have to do all of that right now. Just get them to send you an email stating, about your services. You can have them do a video, and you can post that on your social media. And also make sure you get it in writing. A rave review about your writing. About your services. And then you use that review to get more business and you keep going from there. All right. So that's how you get your first customer. You can offer to get jobs, to get experience. You can offer somebody like a friend or a family member or another business owner, especially people who you patronize. You patronize doctors' offices in the community. You patronize restaurants in the community, and all these people can patronize you back, right? They might need help. They might need a handyman, a painter. You never know. Just drop your business card and your flyer off. They might need somebody to clean under the hood of their stove. A lot of companies, they hire contractors and vendors for these things. They don't do all of this stuff, okay? They don't do all the cleaning themselves or in-house. So they hire out. They outsource this work to someone else, and that could be you. So that's how you get your first customer. Go around to other restaurants in the area. Let them know who you are and what you do. Ask them to give you a chance. And here's the thing. To get your first customer, you can lower the price. You can tell them, yes, I do this for $150, but for you, if you give me this chance, I'll give it to you for $75. How's that sound? And they'll say, okay. You know what I'm saying? And now you have your first customer, your first deposit into the bank. All right. And when you get your check, if you already established your bank account, you can actually set it up where you can deposit your check from home. All right. So life has been easier since the digital age. So good luck, and I hope you like this video. I'll see you again on the BBPN Business Podcast. I'm